Thanks, Marissa. This year in Nevada, all registered voters will automatically receive a mail-in ballot. So in order to make sure you get one, it's important you check your registration information. Make sure, of course, that information is correct. And joining us this morning to talk more about that is Clark County Registrar of Voters, Joe Gloria. Good to see you this morning, Joe.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, we just want to be sure to cover the basics for registration. Can you run down again the schedule for registration, when, where, what deadlines are involved here?
Certainly. Up till October 6th, all voters can send in a voter registration form through the mail. As long as it's postmarked, we will accept it and get it into the system. They can also walk into one of our offices and deliver that form or fill it out in person. That's through October 6th. After October 6th, you will have to register online, and that will require a Nevada driver's license or ID. You can go to registertovotenv.gov.
You know, some of the ballots were not counted in the mail-in primary election. How did that happen?
Well, voters are required to follow the instructions closely that we send with their mail ballot packet. Two things that we ran into are people who didn't sign the ballot at all, or people whose signature did not match the signatures we have on file to verify their identity. But it is a process for all of those voters. We are required to inform them that either they didn't sign or that their signature didn't match. They sign an affidavit and provide an ID, send that back to us, and we can still cure that ballot.
Does an uncounted ballot not count as the same election inaccuracy as an extra ballot being cast?
Well, an extra ballot, depending on the scenario, that's an illegal action by any voter. You should never vote more than once in any election cycle. Ballots that aren't counted are ballots that are spoiled for reasons that are outlined in the law. So again, I mentioned that anytime we have a ballot that has a problem, we must notify the voter. And if they have an email address or a phone number, we try to contact them through that means as well.
Are you concerned that a ballot which is cast with all good intention but not counted because someone didn't follow the directions, that it could actually swing a race?
Well, I can never try to estimate exactly what the margins of victory will be. That's why we strongly recommend that people follow the instructions provided in their mail ballot packet. If they have any issues or questions, they should contact our office directly at 702-455-VOTE. Our staff is here and available and ready to answer any questions or problems that they have related to their mail-in ballot.
How do the security measures put in place, along with the extra burden of many mail-in votes, affect the timing of verifying the results of an election?
Well, obviously, we're going to have a considerable amount more ballots than we normally have in an election. However, we've done a considerable amount of work and purchased some additional equipment, as well as hiring additional staff to make sure that we'll be able to handle the volume. As well, in AB 4, which was passed in the special session, the legislature gave us more days to count. So we should be able to keep up with that volume, and I don't see any reason why we won't report our official results on time, canvass date, November 16th.
All right, Joe Gloria, the Registrar of Voters, perhaps the busiest man in Clark County these days. Thanks for joining us again this morning, Joe.
Thank you for having me.
All right.